So, great pleasure joining us now, Louisiana Congressman, House Republican Minority Whip, the great Steve Scalise. Mr. Scalise, I don't think Nancy Pelosi got that memo, Mr. Scalise. What do you think?
Larry, it's great to be with you. There's a lot that Nancy Pelosi doesn't get, especially about free market capitalism. And look, she's a big government socialist. She's let the squad, the crazy far left radicals, take over the House of Representatives. It's led to devastating consequences, as you've pointed out: record high inflation, high gas prices, border crisis. All these crises that she and Biden have joined together with the radical socialists to create. When she's confronted with the facts, it's not a surprise she doesn't understand it, because if they got it, they wouldn't be passing all of that spending, trillions in spending, with all that far left radical agenda.
But she doesn't. I mean, it's an odd thing, Steve, because if you look at what she told Stephanopoulos on the Sunday show, it sounded like she was blaming working people for the inflation. And I would suggest it's the government who is to blame, not working folks who are just trying to stay above water.
Well, and you can see they've continued to try to discourage work. They paid people not to work for so many months and months through the pandemic. They were trying to encourage people to get out of the workforce. They've created a lot of disincentives, even the welfare to work items that under Newt Gingrich they passed that were getting some more people back into the workforce. They watered a lot of those down. And so they've had a history of wanting to pay people not to work. You've seen millions of people leave the workforce. Look, Speaker Pelosi, Joe Biden have been trying to get healthcare workers fired if they're not vaccinated. A year ago, we were hailing those very same people as heroes because they are heroes. Today, they want to fire those same people. You see them wanting to join forces with Trudeau to go after truckers. I mean, a trucker in their truck by themselves delivering goods. Again, a year ago, they were heroes for keeping the supply chain moving. Today, they want to fire those people, too. They want to fire people who want to work and pay people not to work. That's what big government socialists are doing, and it's not working.
Yeah, well, you sort of have these socialists. You've got a socialist in Ottawa. His name is Trudeau. You've got a socialist in Washington. His name is Biden. But you have other socialists in the G7 also. These are hard times for capitalists. That's why I'm very interested in your new commitment to America, or what you're cooking up. Newt Gingrich is pitching in. We've talked to Kevin McCarthy briefly about it. I first heard about it when I was with you all out in Jackson Hole, Wyoming this summer. And Steve Scalise, I was going to make a plea. There's two things that I'm praying is in this new commitment to America, and you may not wish to unveil all of it this evening. I understand that. But, sir, two pleas, that's all. Two little Kudlow pleas. Number one, please make the Trump tax cuts permanent.
Permanent.
And number two, please can we pause the spending, to use former Senator Phil Graham's memo, which you may or may not have received. Pause the spending, actually reform welfare to have work requirements, and make the Trump tax cuts permanent. Can you help me on that? I'm on my knees, Mr. Scalise.
Larry,
can you help me?
You never have to beg, because you're always right. Phil Graham is right. Newt Gingrich is right. We've been working with a lot of really smart people, and I think you're going to be very happy with what you see. Look, Kevin Brady, the author of the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act under President Trump, wanted to make as much permanent as possible, and still has a bill to make all of those tax cuts permanent, which I know I strongly support. We need to do that. Given certainty to the economy would create more jobs, and then also unraveling this really, really bad anti-work policy, anti-American energy policy. All of those things are going to be rooted into getting Americans back to work and bringing more jobs back to America. The Green New Deal, all this Paris Accord stuff where they're running jobs away to China, who emits more carbon. Biden is saying no oil production in America, but he's begging Russia and OPEC countries to produce more oil where they emit more carbon. Seems like all Biden does, while he's trying to be beholden to the socialist left, is kill American jobs and increase global carbon emissions. Let's bring those jobs back to America. Let's reduce carbon emissions like we were doing under President Trump. So I think you're going to see a lot of those elements in this commitment to America. You're going to be very excited with a bold conservative agenda. It's not just what we're against, because we sure don't like big government socialism, but we're going to be for those things that I think a lot of people are going to get excited about, including getting parents back involved in their kids' education, not just in word, but in deed, where they can actually see the curriculum of their kids. And by the way, let let all of these mandates go away. Let parents make their decisions. If every celebrity in SoFi Stadium last night could be maskless, why can't our kids be maskless in schools? And so they're going to have to be confronted with all of that, and we're going to roll it out probably by this summer.
That whole Hollywood crowd, you're so right. I mean, I watched it too. I mean, I frankly don't give a darn what they do or say, but it was just fascinating how hypocritical they are. Because when you see them, on air in different type settings, they're always talking about masking. Speaking of that, parental control and masking. I mean, no masking for the school kids has become the science. But Steve Scalise, I'm just looking down. There's a long list. Washington, D.C., masking the kids. New York City, still masking the kids. Los Angeles, San Francisco, Chicago, all these places still want to mask their young kids. I doubt if the parents have any input at all. And I just think this is just pathetic. It's like the kids are the most important resource we have. They're our most valuable. I mean, for heaven's sakes, why are we killing them off?
Yeah. And all of the science, Larry, shows the damage that this is doing to our kids. The virtual learning, they're not learning like kids that are in the classroom. And the masks, again, the political science might say mask the kids. If the medical science said it, then all the leaders would be doing it. But the leaders are not wearing masks. They're telling your kids to do that. And all the science says, the medical science says, these kids are not learning the facial interpretation, their social skills. Depression is through the roof. Kids committing suicide is through the roof because of all of this stuff. And the madness, this is a choice parents should be making, not these oligarchs that don't even follow the rules themselves, but they're trying to ruin our kids' futures. And it's hurting our kids right now. The medical science proves that.
Now, one thing is, you're developing a positive agenda, which I think is very cool. You know what you're against, big government socialism. BBB has been killed. No Republicans voted for it, as far as I can recall.
Zero.
Which is great. But there's one thing I wanted to raise with you. Now, no Republicans vote. Well, Kinzinger, whatever his name is, but he's not a real Republican. No Republicans voted for this so-called China compete bill, which is $350 billion of corporate welfare, right? Industrial policy, picking winners and losers, and creating big slush funds for agencies like the Commerce and Transportation and so forth. It is a perfectly terrible bill. Now, here's where I'm going. Positive message, no spending, tax cuts permanent. The Senate won't do it. The Senate doesn't have a positive message, Steve Scalise, and this concerns me, and they're friends of ours, but for heaven's sakes. And 18 Republican senators voted for this crazy, competes bill. $250 billion in the Senate grew to $350 billion. Steve Scalise, we're supposed to be pausing spending, not giving away industrial policy and corporate welfare and crap that's not going to do any good against China. It's like they want to make us, U.S., more China than China. I mean, can you beat it in conference? What is wrong with people on the other side of the Capitol?
Well, Larry, and look, we strongly opposed it. I whipped against that bill because, among other things, as you talked about the slush funds, they added $8 billion of your tax dollars to a slush fund to the United Nations that over the last few years, $100 million of that went to the Chinese Communist Party. We had an amendment to say no money, none of your tax dollars can go to the Chinese Communist Party for things like the Wuhan lab, gain of function research, global warming, all this other stuff. Every Democrat voted against that amendment on the House floor. So, this is a bad bill. I sure would like to see it dead. We're going to keep fighting it. And frankly, the way we defeated a lot of this other stuff, including Build Back Better, is just by exposing it to the public. It was the public getting engaged with people like you saying, save America, kill the bill.
Yes.
Well, guess what? The public actually started getting engaged in it, and they did help kill the bill. And it was that public outcry. So let's get the same public outcry for this pro-China, help China compete bill. It's not good for taxpayers of America.
It is pro-China.
It might be good for China, but not good for us.
Yeah, I mean, this is Chinese stuff. This like state control. I mean, this is what the Chinese do. And we're not going to beat the Chinese by being like China. Anyway, congrats on the positive agenda you're developing. Congrats on the spending pause. And I just, before I let you go, once more, you're going to promise me, this is your pal, Larry, make the Trump tax cuts permanent.
Permanent.
Oh,
You know
bless
it's the
you.
right thing to do. I
Bless
know it
you.
is too. And I think you're going to see a lot more people calling for it. Stop the spending, make tax cuts permanent, create more jobs in America, create more things in America, including energy, and secure the border.
Steve Scalise, the best of the best. Thank you, sir.